You've heard the phrase off the bandwagon, right? It means to stop supporting something that is popular. But where did it come from? The answer to that question, my friends, is Hugh Jackman. And by that, I do mean the greatest showman, P.T. Barnum. He would parade through towns on wagons decorated with colorful banners as a way to advertise his traveling circus. Politicians took notice of this PR tactic and started doing it as well, with supporters literally hopping on the bandwagon to cheer on their candidates. But if they changed their minds or saw a better option, they would hop off and switch sides. That sounds right. Or is it that off the bandwagon actually has nothing to do with politics and everything to do with alcohol? You see, during the temperance movement in the early 1900s, there were water wagons that traveled through town advocating for sobriety, urging people to get on the wagon. Of course, not everyone could resist the temptation, and many would literally fall off the wagon. That sounds right. And yeah, it's actually the politics one. But let's be honest, the booze cruise one sounded pretty real. Am I right? Every week, I am joined by a celebrity guest, and we will take turns separating the fact from fiction, and maybe even making up some fiction along the way. I'm Andrew Keenan-Bolger, and this is That Sounds Right. Y'all, I have a real treat for you today because today I am joined in the studio by none other than my sisters, Maggie and Celia Keenan-Bolger.
Yay!
Maggie is an actress, activist, and teaching artist. She has appeared on TV in The Good Wife and co-founded the theater company Honest Accomplice Theater, which presents work created by women and trans people, including the plays The Birds and the Bees Unabridged, Reconfigured, and the online educational series The Transliteracy Project. Celia is a Tony Award-winning actress who has appeared on Broadway in To Kill a Mockingbird, The Glass Menagerie, Peter and the Starcatcher, and Spelling Bee. You can also see her on TV in HBO Max's The Gilded Age, where she plays Mrs. Bruce. Or just Miss Bruce, I guess. You're not married.
Mrs.
Oh, it is Mrs. Bruce.
Correct.
Did you just reveal a plot twist? Something I've never considered. Where she plays Mrs.
You heard
Bruce.
it here, folks.
Season 2 coming soon. And actually has a podcast of her own called Sunday Pancakes, where she has these beautiful, intimate chats with her fancy friends about humanity and connection. You should definitely check it out. Maggie and Celia, thank you so much for being here.
I'm
excited to be here.
Oh my goodness. Now, when we were growing up, we were very close, but that also means that we, on occasion, would troll each other, like a fair amount.
Sure.
Now, That Sounds Right is all about lying and storytelling. Do you remember any big lies that we may have told each other growing up?
No.
No, yeah, it was a
we
very
were a very honest
family.
Nope.
I remember a certain theme that Andrew had, which was to make up song lyrics and then insist that those were the accurate song lyrics.
Give us just a few.
Insist.
Oh, no.
One was the very culturally appropriate song that the Siamese cats sing in Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
We are Siamese, if you please. Dun, 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 dun. We are very good at making coleslaw.
Yes, Andrew
It sounded like they were making coleslaw.
insisted.
That sounds right,
these
right?
were
That sounds
the
right.
lyrics. Insisted.
I also remember from my around, I don't know, like 13 or 14 when I was like, I think I'm getting a mustache. I think my hair on my upper lip is dark.
Oh my gosh,
And so I
remember
started
this.
bleaching my mustache, and Maggie and Andrew would see it and they were like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm growing a mustache. And they were like, ha 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 ha. But what is it really for? And I was like, I'm growing in a mustache. And they were like, wait, really? And I was like, mm-hmm. And that I never really, I don't know
For
that I
like
have.
weeks. I am just now learning that you were not. No, I do remember. I think I may have even said that to someone at school too.
You know, my
They're
sister
like,
tried to
"Wait,
grow a
what?"
mustache when she was 14, right?
I feel like Maggie, you were maybe the most honorable of us. I was
Agreed.
trying to think of lies that you
Oh.
told.
I remember one that I don't even know if
Oh boy.
I'm about to come clean now.
Oh no.
So I definitely remember at one point putting toothpaste on your door handle.
Wait, what?
And you, of course, got it and flipped out. And Mom came up to me and she was like, Maggie, did you put toothpaste? And I was like, no, he did it himself. And now he's saying that I did it.
And also because Andrew
everyone
was so
believed
naughty,
me.
I'm sure. And Maggie
That's
was
like
a little perfect angel.
Lying plus gaslighting.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
I
Well,
fully got away with it.
luckily, I don't remember that at all. So
Also, I love the idea that the worst thing you could do to your sibling is be like, I'm going to put toothpaste on there. And that you
Oh
then
my
freaked
gosh.
out. That you're like, what's this toothpaste doing here?
oh wait, I know a really good lie Celia told.
Yes. Give it.
Celia, when she found out Maggie was being born, she had been an only child, and you bit your arm in
Oh,
kindergarten and
yes.
said another kid did it.
Craig McIntosh, who used to eat the pencil shavings out of the pencil sharpener.
Oh no.
He was like a bad kid. Maggie was born. Melvin Jefferson and I were next to each other during nap time. And he was like, you should bite your arm and say Craig did it. And I was like, yeah, did it. Craig got in really big trouble. I then told Nelson Ropke, and then Nelson Ropke told his mom, and his mom told my mom. And I remember Maggie was like a tiny, tiny baby in Mom's lap. And Mom was like, so I heard that you bit your arm. And I was like, I didn't. I didn't do it. And she was like, I know that you did. And I was like, I didn't. And there is something about that age or about being a kid where you're just like,
Yeah.
it's just better to stick with the lie.
Yeah. You're like, there's clearly no doubt that this is, on me, but yeah.
I also I wound my finger around like the very front part of my hair so much that it got into like a huge knot. And I was like, oh gosh, I got to get this out of here. And just
Safety
cut.
scissors.
So I had like a sprout
Oh no.
of hair coming out of my forehead. And Mom would be like, what happened? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, what did you do? And I was like, they're baby bangs.
You were not wrong.
It just grew out of my head like
baby
this.
bags.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Well, this is going to be a fun game, in part because I feel like we have a long history of lying to each other, but I feel like we also similarly know each other's lies, which is
That is
tricky.
very
I feel like
true.
you know all my tricks.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should get into the game.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So here are the rules, and it's a little bit different this time. We're each going to have our cards with an idiom or a common phrase written on it, along with the actual origin story. And we're going to get a few minutes to review the actual origin, make some notes, and decide if you're going to be telling the real story or if you think you can do better than history and make one up. Either way, we will have to convince each other that our story is the real one. But because there are 3 people here, it means that Maggie and Celia are going to be working as a team to come up with their story.
Just to bring up an old
Yeah,
family
I was
dynamic.
Gonna say, not a trend at all in our family.
Let's
Y'all are always ganging up on me.
That's right.
So we are going to take a quick break and get to thinking. And when we come back, we will take turns separating the fact from the funny. All right, I'm going to kick things off here and tell you the backstory of the common phrase, crying wolf.
Ooh.
Okay, so most people assume that the phrase crying wolf comes from the Aesop's fable, The Boy Who Cried Wolf.
That
Sure.
would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually somewhat apocryphal. Aesop did write a bunch of fables.
I'm just going to stop you right there. We say Aesop.
Aesop? Aesop? Aesop?
Aesop.
Okay. It's going great.
She fully called you out on that.
Aesop. Well, he wrote a lot of fables. That old Aesop.
It's Missouri.
This is going great. I am 3 sentences in. We've got many more minutes. So
Sorry.
okay, so Aesop, he wrote a bunch of fables back in ancient Greece, and basically throughout history, more and more have been attributed to him, often inspired by real life events. And so this one particular one actually was inspired by a real life event that happened in France in the 1700s.
Of course it was in France.
Oh yes, in France. Are either of you familiar with the wild beast of Gévaudan?
I want to be.
Oh, I thought maybe Maggie, you would know this. I feel like
if
you listen
saw
to a lot of
picture
podcasts.
Of it, it's very possible.
Well, buckle up, sisters, because this is made of nightmare fuel.
Oh, no.
The beast of Gévaudan was a wild man-eating beast that had a kill count of 500 people in the French province of Gévaudan. I am so serious. This really happened. There he was like described as he or she was described, yes, girl boss wolf, was described as wolf-like but like bigger, mixed with a striped hyena, mixed with, I assume, a honey badger. Just very ferocious.
In temperament. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the first victim was a lovely shepherdess named Fifi Leveau.
Of course, her name was
Her name was Fifi Leveau. And she was out tending to her sheep out in the fields in her little French...
And shepherds.
A shepherdess, yes. Actually, in France, it was common for the youngest... I heard you talking smack. Just going to correct the record. It was commonplace for the youngest daughter of any family to be the person who tends to the sheep. So Fifi...
That would have been you, Maggie.
Yeah, that would have been you.
I mean, I wouldn't
You
have
would have loved that
complained.
job,
Yeah,
frankly.
that
job for
sounds
you.
like my jam.
So Fifi, who I assume will be played by Millie Bobby Brown, probably in the Netflix
They're gonna-
miniseries
sounds right.
version, she's singing a gentle lullaby to her sheep.
Oh, she does sing.
She does.
Yes.
Yeah, she sings.
she's a
yes.
singer.
In the Ryan
That's
Murphy
perfect.
version, she sings. When all of a sudden a shadow appears behind her and she feels a sharp pain in her back, she turns around and is met with the sight of a pair of flashing red glowing eyes and gnashing yellowy teeth.
Is this CGI or is it a real effect?
No, this is a practical. They found the actual beast to play this. Yes. And she cries out, "Wolf!" But it's in French. And I don't actually know. What is the French word for wolf?
Woof.
Yes. Oh, I bet it's like wolf, but it's like got an O-E-U at the beginning.
That's right.
Oof.
We all
Well,
studied Spanish.
Yeah. The French listeners right now are screaming at their
That's right.
iPhones.
Furious.
They're like, I hate these siblings. But it is too late for the neighbors to hear her. The beast of Gévaudan has claimed its first victim. Now, every night for the next few nights, the beast returns, picking off another young shepherdess. And it creates an absolute hysteria throughout the province of Gévaudan that then became known as the Gévaudan hysteria. Real thing. I feel like y'all are giving me the look when I'm telling a lie and you're like, just buckle up. Just keep listening. This gets
I'm
even better.
enjoying it.
This gets even better and more real.
I can't even.
Yes, terrifying. So Gévaudan hysteria, it basically was all of these people literally crying wolf anytime any animal would just show up in their backyard. And it could be a deer, it could be a household pet, just crying wolf. They're certain that they've spotted the beast. And the neighbors all come running. Meanwhile, the beast is slinking out of the forest and claiming yet another victim. Now, this goes on for years. Like,
How many are we talking?
fully,
like,
we're talking like 3 to 4.
Mhm.
Doesn't say on my
If
truth
we have
column.
500 victims, we
500,
can do our
it's like
math.
literally almost one a day. It's very terrifying. And so much so that eventually King Louis XIV, he puts a bounty out on this wolf and says, someone's got to put a stop to this. There's so many people crying wolf. It is just insane. And eventually a local hunter named Henry Chastain.
Jessica's great,
Yes.
great.
It's unclear if there's a...
If there's a connection
Yes,
between
people
the two of them.
did describe him as very versatile
Oh, wonderful.
with an incredible, like, emotionally rich core. So
and
I
a beautiful head of
have
red hair.
beautiful ginger curls. Yeah, so the family resemblance was there. Eventually, he is the one who slays the beast.
Oh,
And weirdly, they never bothered giving it to a scientist, so we still
I was gonna
do
say,
not know.
No autopsy or anything.
No
that-
autopsy. Maybe turned into a rug. But we still to this day do not even know what it is. All we know is that one of its greatest contributions not only is a full onslaught of murder in the province of
Is that a
Gévaudan.
contribution?
The other contribution is inspiring the phrase crying wolf, on which whoever was the old publishers of Aesop's Fables
There it is.
decided to include a fable in the next edition of the books for the kiddies.
Wow.
That is the
Wowzers.
story of how the phrase crying wolf came to be. Now, if y'all would like, you can ask me some more questions. Put me in the hot seat. There's some just suggested topics, perhaps.
Well, what do you think this animal was?
I think that this was a werewolf sent straight from Satan.
Wow.
My favorite part of that story, to be clear, were the red eyes.
They
From
were
nature?
flashing. They were flashing red eyes.
I could just hear a really bad haunted house. Like one of those like animatronic.
Thanks again to the French listeners for
sorry.
sticking with us on this one. What?
When was the last time you used this phrase?
Oh, I feel like I use this phrase a lot. Probably most recently, I canceled on plans from a couple friends because I really wanted to stay in and watch some prestige TV. There's a lot of prestige TV to catch up on. And I said I was sick. And then the next day I got COVID. That was the last time I cried wolf.
Uh-huh.
Do you need to confer with each other to decide if this is real or
I don't really think we need to, but
Where are you landing on this, Maggie?
I mean,
Is this some...
I know animals,
Mhm.
and there is no honey badger wolf zebra hybrid to be
I said
found.
hyena. It was not a zebra. Zebras are calm and docile. Hyenas will steal a baby leopard cub away from its mother.
Pardon.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hyena, honey badger, wolf hybrid to be found.
Mhm.
And if there was only one, that would be highly unlikely.
The one thing that is, it seems so insane to me that that's the only thing that I'm like, is this for real? But I think that my gut goes with you that
Yeah.
we're
Also, the flashing red eyes.
If I am foiled by these flashing red eyes, I'm telling you what, folks. Of everything that was hard to believe in that story.
mm-hmm.
So you can either say that sounds right or that doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right.
Dang it! Okay, so yes, no. It actually comes from the Aesop fable, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, who wrote it way back in ancient Greek times. But that to me did not seem that interesting and kind of obvious.
Did you see the slight defensiveness? This is also
not
something to play out.
Well, here's the trick, y'all. This is only partially false. The Beast of the Gévaudan story? That's real. That happened.
I believed that. I was like, this is too crazy.
Oh, yeah. I have listened to many podcasts about this. Thank you for stuff I missed in history class, and I'm sorry for
I do love that
a
episode.
gross misapproximation of some of these facts. I was playing pretty fast and loose, but I think there really was a beast that they do not know what it was, and it killed it maybe wasn't 500, but it killed like a whole town.
A decent number
Yeah,
of
that's
people.
real.
Man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So a partial lie.
I mean, it was probably a wolf
It was probably a wolf.
or a bear.
It was like something with rabies, I assume.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disease.
But I do believe one of the kings, couldn't say which, Louis something or other, did put out a
Chastain.
bounty. Yes, and Jessica Chastain's
Great
granduncle definitely slaughtered it. All right, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will hear Maggie and Celia's story.
Get ready. Okay, so we're going to tell you about the idiom
When pigs fly. Which
So,
was a gift.
yes, because do you remember when Dad gave us bandanas and told us that if we stood outside, speaking of family lies, that if we stood outside on the lawn and held the bandanas in the air, that Mary Poppins would come and get us.
I had never heard this.
I can't tell if you're lying to me right now. No, this one was real.
Fully did this.
Oh my God, I do not remember that.
We stood out there for what felt like a good long time.
Was there any reason?
I'm sure he just wanted,
babysitting.
Yeah. This is what
nature
is
can
so
go babysit
crazy
you.
is that we heard what the truth of this is, and I was like, that is where Dad came up with holding up a handkerchief.
No way.
So he basically, apparently, so the story goes is that there was like in some like I don't know the beginning of the 1800s, 1816. There as like people were sort of getting their lives together in America. They were all these women who were doing much more farm work than they ever had before.
Sure.
And that children would work starting, I don't know, at like age 10. But before that, there were lots of kids and they couldn't get them outside. And the saying went.
So the moms would tell the children in order to get them outside, because they were in the house and just causing a ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
And so the moms would say,
Get the pig to fly and ye shall have some pie. And thus came all of these crazy ways that children would go out onto a farm
and try and make a poor piggy fly.
Oh,
and you can imagine kids just hurling pigs off of roofs. And I mean, I can't imagine the poor, PETA would have a fit. The poor, the poor casualties of these pigs that must have come from this idiom, and in order to get some pie. However, obviously, spoiler alert, pigs do not fly. But luckily, as much as the children would, throw them or toss them or tie them to chickens or do whatever it was they had to do in order to attempt to get the pig to fly, they luckily did what they wanted and they were out of the house.
So our dad was doing some version of some 1800s farm mother getting her kid out to say, if you can get the pig to fly, ye shall have some pie.
You shall have some pie. And she never had to make a pie.
Correct.
Exactly.
And she's like, those kids are going to be out of my hair. And also, I'm going to get my work done and I don't have to make a pie.
Oh my gosh. That's like early mommy blogging. She's like, I've cracked the code, y'all.
That's right. Is there anything else that we forgot here? Yeah. No, that's it.
Well, do you have any what's like a pop culture reference where someone might have used the phrase when pigs fly?
It was... this is a strange one where there was like I guess as a guy would be going through town, he would find kids outside and say, "Are y'all trying to get the pigs to fly?" And the kids would be like, "Yes."
Which is how it ended up being sort of, I guess, truncated into the
And then as he was walking away, he's like, "When pigs fly."
When pigs fly. How did this catch on? I'm so curious.
Well, I think there were so many farmers, and my guess is when you see someone throwing pigs off of a roof, the neighbors take notice, and so it probably got passed on.
It also feels like a crazy moment where women were able to have an impact on the culture in a way that actually had to do with getting children out of the house.
Yeah.
Where it's that actually did catch on in a way that then entered into the whole, how do you
community.
say?
Well, it was also a time when community was way more important than it is now.
I guess that's true. That's true.
And family as well, where people relied way more on family.
Yeah, now
things.
Who needs family? Get out of here,
individuals.
Oh, this is a hard one because at first I thought you were going to say that our dad invented pigs fly, and I was gonna be like,
You
I
dum-dums.
think I should explain the rules a little bit more clearly.
But it was so
That-
crazy
yeah.
that we have a personal experience to this story. That was
Yeah.
the thing that I was like, this is kind of
Okay,
crazy.
I'll be honest. I was sniffing a lie up until I heard the phrase, "If you get the piggies to fly,
Pigs to fly,
And
then you
shall have
some
then ye
pie."
shall have some." This is where I'm calling it because I feel like "ye" is very old English, and I'm not sure that was in use in 1800s, early 1800s America. So I'm gonna call that doesn't sound right on this one.
Correct.
Nice. Well, you know what, sisters? I'm really glad that we are both able to detect the lies. I do think, yeah.
I also just want to say that ours has nothing to do with the actual
Yeah, wait, what
thing.
is the real one?
Okay, Maggie will start.
The root of this expression is found in John Whittle's A Shorty Dictionary for Youngy Beginners, a Latin-English dictionary published in 1616.
Oh,
Pigs
yeah.
fly in the air with their tails forward, meaning pigs are not only flying through the air, but they're also doing it backward. Comparing someone's idea to flying pigs has the connotation of ridicule or derision.
I am shocked that you did not want to make up a story about a 16th century Latin wordsmith.
Well,
We were like, our dad? That's where the idea of
That
dad.
is wait, and that story's true too?
the Mary Poppins story.
Yeah.
I never heard that story.
100%. I
I do remember us getting
remember
bandanas.
I vividly remember standing
Wow.
outside
Oh,
with
that is
holding up a
rich.
bandana waiting for Mary Poppins.
Okay, well, I have some good news because
Mary
we have a
Poppins is
tiebreaker. Mary Poppins is our next guest on the pod. Here she is.
Julie. Nope, Emily Blunt. It's
No,
great.
we've
it's
got
good.
it's
okay.
Emily
It's
Blunt.
fine.
That's
That's
good.
fine.
That's,
Even
that's
better.
still good.
Great,
That's still
great,
good.
great.
No, we have a tiebreaker.
Oh, no.
So we get to go into a bonus round where our producer is going to read us an obscure and very strange law, and we have each been given a buzzer. So this is every sibling out for themselves.
Yes.
And you each get to buzz in to guess if that sounds right or that sounds wrong. Now, we have personalized all of the buzzers for you. I'm not sure if Maggie and Celia have the correct one, but we'll just go for it.
Great.
Maggie, do you want to go first and play your buzzer into the mic?
Yes.
That one was for Celia. That's an inside joke that will take too long to explain.
Except that Andrew and I were out to eat, and the waitress kept calling us ladies.
It was one of my first trips to New York, feeling really cool, like I was at a adult restaurant. And they're like, "What can I get you, ladies?" And eventually, I think she noticed and was like,
Sorry.
And for whatever reason, Celia and I still say that to each other. Just, sorry.
Sorry.
Yes.
When I was, I don't know, 7,
Littler.
Celia dared me to touch a dead bird and then told me I had the dead bird touch, and now she has the dead
God
bird
damn
touch.
it.
Oh, yep.
Literally every note we write to each other at the end, it's like, I love you so much. P.S. You have the dead bird touch.
All right. And my buzzer is.
I'm the favorite.
Yep. I don't think we need an explanation.
Unbelievable. We are right here. We're right here.
All right. So we are going to have our producer read us a strange law.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. True or false? In California, it is illegal to own or sell silly string.
Dead bird favorite. I'm the favorite. Dead bird touch. Sorry. Dead bird touch. Sorry. Dead bird touch. Sorry. Dead bird touch. Sorry.
True.
Ding, 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 you're a winner.
And Maggie is the winner.
Wait, well, let's do one
Little
more
child
to see.
finally wins something.
Let's do one more to see who's in second place.
Oh, my. Okay.
Okay. In Alabama, you cannot chew gum within 40 feet of an elementary school.
I'm the favorite.
True. Yeah. I said true, Celia.
That's
I didn't even hear the whole question.
No, you just, honestly, I have learned from playing this game enough. If you hear in Alabama,
It's
you just
always
chime in
true.
true.
Now the French.
Okay, so we have to get another
speakers
one.
and-
Yep, here's another. All right, let's get this one. In Delaware, it is illegal to get married on a dare.
I'm the favorite.
Andrew?
I'm going to go with true, just because Delaware's been around forever.
You're a winner.
Hey! I came in second, so...
Well,
Do you guys want me to sing a song from Spelling Bee?
You each get a lovely prize.
Oh
Feel
my
free,
goodness.
OMG.
because you
Is
did
this a
win,
Libby
technically.
Oh, I'm the 12-year-old. You've slept
I'm the
almost
daughter-in-law.
4 years.
So they each have won a beautiful greeting card tailored exactly to them.
For my daughter-in-law on your birthday, you're special to me, not just for bringing happiness into my son's life, but into my life as well.
Hey, 12-year-old. Did you know that since you were born, your heart has beaten about, that's a lot of times. You've shampooed at least 1,872 times.
What is this?
Phew, that's a lot.
I need a spark notes to this card.
There's about 14 other facts.
It's
here,
also not
too.
signed, so you can use it
Oh,
to
this
someone
is so
else.
helpful for my
the
daughter-in-law.
12-year-olds in my life.
She's coming.
We'll have to keep it till William turns 12.
Till
That's right.
12, or becomes a mother-in-law, whichever comes first.
That's right. That's right.
And that is all for our show today. Please remember to subscribe, and if you liked us, write us a positive review, positive only.
Thanks very
these
much.
really do help. Big thanks to my guests, Celia and Maggie. You can find Celia online at CeliaKB and Maggie at MKeenanB, and also on her Instagram at Queer Cats Foster, where she shares her adventures fostering kittens and is always looking for a little help if you know someone who needs to either adopt a kitten or you want to contribute to the kitties' supplies, because she is constantly fostering amazing, adorable kitties. Or if you just want to follow along with her adventures. It really is the sweetest thing.
Oof.
And y'all, this is actually the last episode of our first season. So thank you so much for listening to Say It With Me, Sisters. That sounds right.